All right. How's it going, folks? We are back. I'm live. I am KO Kenny, and I'm back with No Cap Boxing. Let's get it going. I don't have the usual pretty beautiful show for you guys, all the visuals that I get going. I didn't get to do that. Been a super busy week, but I'm back with all the facts nonstop nonetheless. Let's go. Let's get it going. Let's keep it going. Let me start out with some shout outs the way I do it. Let's go. Go support, salute, follow Maestro A. You already know. The HCP Network. D-Style Boxing. G Funky. Women Crushing the Wednesdays. In the Ring with Christine. The Shoe Shine. With Dave from the 408. And Philly Drew Evo. Philly Drew Irish. Yeah. Nancy from the Boxing Republic. Knockouts with Nika. You already know. We moving. We are doing it. The HCP network is growing and going. I know I missed some. I'll get back to them. I will get back to them. Because I don't like leaving anybody out. Anybody out. We got Joe Habib with the Ringside Reporter. We got Long Live Boxing with Sean El Gringo Hicks. We got Off the Ropes Boxing MMA with George. So many programs. We keep going. We keep growing. If I forgot anybody, forgive me. I'll come back. I don't like forgetting anybody. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's do this. All right, let's hop into boxing. Let's go. Hopping right into fights that happened this last weekend. We had a couple of good female fights. I didn't necessarily catch any of the undercard. I've had a very extremely busy week, which is why I don't have the pretty show that I usually do set up. G Funky, my guy, thank you for joining me. What is good? You already know. Appreciate all the support. But let's go. I caught the main events. I didn't catch much of the undercard. Like I said, it's been a crazy busy week for me. But we'll be back next week with the full content, the images, everything, pretty show, everything. I got you. But this past weekend we had Julian Luna Avila versus Mayeli Flores. They fought for a title. And Julian Luna Avila, I thought she was looking great doing boxing. Mayeli Flores, she was trying to do great doing brawling. And she had some great moments. I give shout outs to Julianne Luna Avila. I think she did her thing. She boxed very well out there. She had the power team Batman Boxing. Thank you for joining. Salute, brother. But yeah, so Mayeli Flores was trying to do her best at coming in with the head movement. She was a much shorter, smaller fighter. She was trying to do, a Mike Tyson-esque type of boxing style. And it worked for moments, you know what I'm saying? She was roughing up Luna. But at the end of the day, the boxing skill, Luna got her. I think it was the unanimous decision win. And I have to say, I did not like the reffing of that fight. It was a little excessive, if you ask me. Me watching the fight, I was feeling like if the referee was going for one of the fighters, which I didn't necessarily like. Because he was only calling things against one of the fighters, and it didn't make sense to me. Every time that they were about to grab or anywhere where there was a position or a place where they had to grab, the referee would be like, suéltala, 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 suéltala. And if you don't speak Spanish, he was saying, let her go, let her go, let her go, let her go, let her. But it was like clear moments where you're supposed to clinch, smother, push off. It wasn't even like excessive holding or anything like that. And the ref was just doing too much. Salute to my guy, Nando Llamas. Thank you for joining us. You already know, man. We out here. Maestro be back soon. Maestro was doing big things out in Cuba, Maestro's a hard worker, had to take some time off. Besides taking some time off, he went to see if he could go recruit some Cuban boxers, get some data, some info, see the scene. It's like, I be feeling like Maestro had the inside 411 or something, because he went out there before the news of the Cuban boxing was announced, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then he's out there and the news gets spread that they're going to allow for Cuban boxers to box in the U.S. now to go pro. So it's like he got a head start on trying to pick recruits and shit. Although, all the big name fighters are going to sign with the big name stables. But yes, Mayeli Flores seemed like the ref was in her pocket. It seemed like the ref was 100% going for her. Didn't necessarily like that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Moving on to the biggest fight that happened this past weekend. Team Batman Boxing says, yep, that's huge news. We'll shake up a lot of divisions. That is huge news. We'll get into that in a little bit. Maestro's going to sign Andy Cruz. I don't know, man. Maestro, I think he's trying to start young. I think looking for some younger fighters to bring up in the game. You already know. He spoke about that on his channel too, trying to join the boxing game in other rankings than just speaking about it and commentating about it, Trying to get in the game. EA Sports, it's in the game. All right, let me stop. So much amazing talent over there in Cuba, ridiculously high level. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy that they weren't allowed to box for so long. But yeah, let me get to Savannah Marshall, and we'll get to that after, because literally right after Savannah Marshall is where we're gonna hop into the Cuba talk. But as D-Style was calling it, martial law. Savannah Marshall came in. She fought Femke Hermans. And boy, the fight was looking good till it didn't look good anymore, as I say sometimes. Savannah Marshall was actually not even. Savannah Marshall went in and I thought she was looking sloppy for the first part of the fight. I thought Femke Hermans was looking pretty good, doing a pretty aggressive job at staying safe and also throwing a lot of jabs and a lot of punches and landing a lot of it too. But Savannah Marshall definitely has the more power. The KO was fantastic, Team Batman Boxing. I agree. It was amazing. It was so impressive. But before the KO, I think Savannah Marshall was very sloppy before the KO. The speed and the amount of punches that were coming from Femke Hermans was definitely playing a factor up until the moment when Femke Hermans tried to trade. She got put in a corner. She tried to throw a couple punches. So you seen Savannah Marshall was setting her up for the big power punches. Savannah Marshall's huge. She's tall as hell, man. And she got the reach. But you seen she was setting her up for the power punch. You seen it. You seen it coming. And Femke Hermans let herself get put in the corner. Savannah Marshall started cutting off the ring nicely. Femke Hermans got put in the corner and she didn't get out the corner. Instead, when she got in the corner, she tried to trade. She was throwing some punches. And the punch where it all ended. The punch where it all ended. Where they both did the same thing. They both threw a hook at the same time. I think it was Savannah Marshall. They both actually did it. They both ducked and came around. And then, boom. They literally both ducked, came around, threw the punch with the hook. Oh man. Savannah Marshall's hook landed with more punch, with more power, and landed first. It was amazing. Femke Hermans went down, didn't get back up. Referee called the fight right away. But when Femke Hermans got back up, she was like, I'm good. Like she could have fought some more. I don't know. That was a savage punch. And women's fights, when they do land some big punches or some big damage, they do get called fairly quickly or earlier. So. But huge KO. Impressive work. What was more impressive about the KO is that Femke Hermans is one of Claressa Shields' previous opponents. And when Claressa Shields fought her, the fight went 12 rounds. Claressa Shields won convincingly, but the fight did go 12 rounds. So, right after the fight, you know, it's began to set up for a long time. They've been talking shit for some time now to each other. Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall, that is. But after the fight, Claressa Shields hops in the ring and they start talking trash to each other again. So I definitely think this fight is going to happen next. I hear a lot of people going for Savannah Marshall already, like, nah, the power's too much for Claressa Shields. She's going to knock out Claressa Shields. She's going to finish her, blah, blah. I don't know if that's the case. Femke Hermans definitely was doing some good work in there when she was coming with the fast punches and combination and the body movement, head movement. And I think that Claressa Shields does that even better than Femke Hermans. We haven't seen Claressa Shields get buzzed or hurt in a fight. I don't know. We don't know what her chin is like. We do know what Savannah Marshall's power is like. So it's a lot of questions that haven't necessarily been answered that have to be answered. So we can't be all jumping to one side right off the bat and be like, oh yeah, Savannah Marshall's gonna knock out. Oh no, Claressa. Like, there's a lot of factors that come into play. And I definitely like the KO power that Savannah Marshall comes with. But I also have to say, I think Claressa Shields has the way better boxing ability and is much wiser in the ring. So we're going to have to see, because it's 10 rounds that Claressa Shields is going to have to, you know, duck the power punches and run around the power punches. Unless she has a great chin and she could eat the power and not feel no way and continue coming forward. Also, you know, offense is defense, so punches and bunches, and we do know that Claressa Shields does throw some really good combinations. My man Chauncey Pearls, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining in. You already know. Talking boxing. Making it happen. So, they're working on setting this fight up. It's going to happen. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be one of the biggest fights in boxing, just like the Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor fight. One of the biggest fights in female boxing. Super excited for that one. Super excited. All right. Now let's go to the next topic for the day. We got no cap news updates. I got a few news updates here. A couple of them. So, after 60 years, Cuba lifts the ban on boxing. Fighters can now turn pro without having to flee the country. Yeah, bro. So, that's dope as fuck. Fighters from Cuba should have been able to turn pro without having to flee the country. I'm glad that they're now allowed to do so. Dope as hell. It's 100% going to change the landscape of boxing. It's a lot of skill in Cuba. The Cuban style, as they call it, is going to be in boxing regularly. Not temporarily, regularly. See what I'm saying? You see your Denis Ugas, you know what I'm saying? Sanchez in the heavyweights. Yunieski, who recently fought Zurdo, you know, Cuban style. Yeah, bro, we're going to see a whole lot more of it. They have a lot of skill. They have a lot of power. They have a lot of heart and grit. We're going to see a lot more of that in the ring. It's going to change the fight game, the boxing game forever. Also, they're not necessarily fighters that are going to be ducking people, any of that stuff. You have to understand, people that come from third world countries, that come from islands, that like Dominicans from DR, Cubans from Cuba, Puerto Ricans from Puerto Rico, you know, Filipinos from the Philippines, like people from there. Like, if you're not from the US and you've trained in a place that's poorer, and you're focused, bro. You coming to take over, you coming to destroy, you coming to take people's money because you coming from no money, you know. So they're not coming to duck, they're not coming to dodge. They're going to go hard. I can't wait to see all the changes that this brings to boxing. Yo. I wonder what your Denis Ugas said about it. Let me see if he said anything about it right now real quick. Go check out his Twitter. Oh, I just dropped my phone. That's not good. I need that. All right. Let's see what your Denis Ugas has for us regarding nothing yet. Nah, he's talking about his fight. It is what it is. All right, let's keep it moving. Speaking about that fight, it's going to be amazing. Amazing. But all right, in more news, we have Canelo. So, coming from the mouth of Eddie Hearns, Canelo has turned down any catch weight talk and any rehydrate clause talk regarding his fight with Dimitri Bivol. He wants his fight to be 100% legitimate. He doesn't want his fight to be questioned. He wants to beat Bivol at 175 at a true 175-pound weight. You know, no catch weight, no nonsense. You got to respect that. You know. That's big dog energy. Not everybody comes out here showing big dog energy. So you 100% got to respect that. And I'm super excited for that fight. People say it's going to be the biggest challenge of Canelo's career. And it damn well can be. Bivol is a big fighter with a lot of skill, a lot of speed, a lot of height, a lot of reach, a lot of fundamentals. He's a smart man. He's powerful too. You see him in those training videos throwing them power punches, you know. And you see Canelo throwing them body punches though. Y'all seen Canelo? He looking like swole as a motherfucker, man. You know, hype for that. Canelo doing his thing. Canelo is doing it. And so is Bivol. And I'm very excited for that fight, May 7th. I can't wait. 11 days before my birthday. Another fight that if it was in New York, I'd go. Can't just get up and go, though. You know? Okay. In other news, we have the undercard for Ugas and Spence, which has been announced. They have a pay-per-view undercard, and then they have a off pay-per-view fight card. And both of them right now sound amazing. So, 1 second. All right, here we have it. I have to make sure I got the correct information. So, on the pay-per-view undercard, last time around, I had said they had Isaac Cruz versus Yuriorkis Gamboa for a 10-round co-main. They also have Jose Valenzuela versus Francisco El Bandido. Excuse me. No, that's incorrect. No. That is correct. Jose Valenzuela facing Francisco El Bandido Vargas for a 10-round lightweight fight. El Bandido Vargas, son of what's his name? Is it Francisco Vargas? I don't know. He's one of the Vargas brothers. He's a beast. I'm excited for that fight. He's been going up in opposition. He looks powerful. He looks skilled. Can only see how good he is depending the opposition that he faces. So I'm excited to see him go up in opposition. Then there's Cody Crowley facing Josecito Lopez for another 10-round welterweight fight. And that will be the pay-per-view. That will be the pay-per-view fight card. Obviously being headed by Errol Spence and your Denis Ugas. The off pay-per-view fight card is great as well. We got the young phenom, the young knockout artist. I'm going to call him Better Biev in the welterweight division. Your boy Radza Butayev facing Eimantas Stanionis. Top dog versus top dog. I mean, you know, top contender versus top contender. And that will start airing at 7 p.m. And as well as Brandon Lee facing Zachary Ochoa. And Francisco Vargas is Fernando Vargas' son. There we go. Fernando Vargas on the off pay-per-view card will also be fighting Angel Barrientas in a 6th round bantamweight fight. They have Samuel Arnold versus Daryl Jones. And they have other fights, but they don't seem too interesting to me. So I'm not going to continue boring you guys. But yo, schedule's looking nice. Schedule's looking nice for the pay-per-view card and the off pay-per-view card. Team Batman Boxing says, it's a quality fight. I think Canelo gets it done. Another great win on the resume. Facts. Canelo's definitely going to do his thing. I think he gets it done. And I hope that it gets some people to stop questioning Canelo. Canelo's the GOAT right now for this period of time. You know, I think, they say greatest of all time. Fine. He's the greatest right now in this period of time. There we go. All right. The next few months are jam-packed with great fights. Yes, bro. Boxing is 100% back. All the way back. We done with the nonsense, with the bullshit. Nando Yama says, I'm going to watch the fight at the movie theater. Best place outside of being in attendance. Word? I didn't even know you could do that. They don't be doing that out here in New York. That's a great idea. At least not that I know of. Boxing in the movie theater? Say what? With a whole bunch of other boxing fans talking smack? If they serve drinks? Bro. This sounds lovely. Sounds lovely to me. Bevo / Canelo undercard ain't hype. LOL. Nah, look, they haven't announced the undercard of that fight. At least not to my knowledge. Maybe they have, but no, I'm not. Usually Canelo's undercards are lined up with a bunch of like mediocre fights, so I'm not necessarily expecting too much from the undercard on Canelo's fight card. So, but the one I just read out and spoke through was Errol Spence versus your Dennis Ugas undercard, and that's sounding like a dope on the off pay-per-view card and the pay-per-view card. They both sounding dope. So, yo, excited. Continuing on. Leo Santa Cruz versus Lee Wood has been ordered by the WBA. About damn time. You know, Leo Santa Cruz is going to have to fight somebody or give that belt up. It's about damn time. I hope the fight actually does happen because, you know, a lot of times some random bullshit happens and say, okay, the WBO is no longer ordering this fight. Now that the WBA is going to order this fight. So I hope it does happen. You never know. They be pulling out some bullshit. And since we're not in the behind boxing, you know, the business of boxing, we don't really know all the facts. Batman Boxing says, was lucky enough to attend 2 Canelo fights and a Mayweather fight in Vegas. If it wasn't for the travel ban, I would have gone to a few more Canelo fights. I'm going to kind of Ben's next week. Yo, I hear that. That's pretty fucking dope. See, I'll be going to fights that are not in my hometown in the next few years. Not just yet. I have some financial goals regarding businesses, regarding houses and stuff that I got to accomplish before I start just splurging on living life and doing me. So, you know, that's all. I got a few things I got to do. But Leo Santa Cruz finally being pushed to fight somebody in that division for that belt. It's about time. And, yep, there it goes. There go the police sirens. I told you, every single time that I stream, there's police sirens in my stream. There they go. I think Leo should head over to the UK for that fight. What else could he do? He hasn't done before a trip here in the UK in a stadium would add to his legacy. It would definitely add to his legacy. I don't see him doing that though. I don't know. I really don't see him doing that. I don't see Leo Santa Cruz traveling to the UK. I see them forcing that fight to be over here, but who knows? Who am I to say what Leo Santa Cruz is thinking and what he may actually do? I hope this fight actually happens and he takes the fight and that there's no excuses for the fight not to happen. My guy Snoop C, thank you for joining in. What is good, bro? Yo, put a post up on when you go live. Well, I put a post up on Twitter when I do go live. I do, in order to get a notification on YouTube, you gotta click the little bell icon thing. But I can't send out posts on YouTube just yet because I need to get over a certain amount of followers, subscribers, in order to be able to send those posts. So I can't even send posts like, yo, I'm about to, on Twitter. You know how you've seen these posts? Yo, I'm going live at this time and stuff like that. I can't do that yet on Twitter because I don't have the amount of subscribers needed for that to happen. Yeah, Batman boxing. That fight will most likely happen in LA. I don't see Leo Santa Cruz traveling out. He hasn't fought anybody in that division for a while. He hasn't really fought anybody of any significance like that for some time. You know, Abner Mares and then Tank Davis and then everybody else in between has been like, you know. So we'll see. We'll see if he. I don't think he's willing to take some risks and travel outside of his home. All right. Rumors and random thoughts. I don't have too many of them. I have some random thoughts, though. Yo, George Cambos and Devin Haney. That press conference. Woo, woo. Yeah, that's exactly why what happened in LA Batman boxing, because he definitely is the much bigger name. I won't talk about my thoughts regarding outcome or outlook on the fight or any of that because it was just an announcement that the fight has been ordered. Until I hear that, oh, this fight is happening, then I don't really want to spend time talking about it because why speak about something that may not happen? It's been ordered, but it may not happen. So, all right. Devin Haney, Cambos. Yo, I know y'all saw that press conference. That shit was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I was doing a stream while happened live, but I saw it after the stream and it was very, very entertaining. See, it's funny because I was on the roundtable last week, and on the roundtable last week, I was actually saying that Cambos' trash talk is great, but that I want to see him take the trash talk back to the clever, not the angered stuff that doesn't really make sense, but back to the clever trash talk. And he did just that in the press conference. Super exciting. Snoop C says, doesn't Riley Romero know that championships and unification make you a star? Yeah, he was saying some dumb shit in the interview. I'll talk about that next. I add that to my list, Snoop C. Riley Romero and the belts. That's some nonsense. I'm adding it. Give me a second. Yeah, so I'll talk about that next, Snoop. Batman Boxing says, I'm looking forward to going to a New York fight in the next year, so I've only been to the New York airport on a connecting flight to Vegas. Yo, bro, when you come to New York, let a dude know. You know what I'm saying? We could link up at whatever fight it is you're going to. You know what I'm saying? Go catch some drinks, go link up at the fight, talk nonsense, and even maybe hop on the stream before or after the fight or something, depending what time the fight takes place. Yo, Nando. He says, I love Bad Blood, and Cambos is all about that. No fucks given. That's how you sell a fight. Yo, I love Cambos' trash talk, for real. But I like the trash talk that's like intelligent, clever, funny, and like also got a big punch to it. And he went back to that in that live stream for the kickoff press conference. I was super impressed, bro. He started talking about. Well, first of all, the way he walked in the ring, not in the ring, into the stadium to speak to the dude, the way he walked in, you know, with the Emperor's walk, waiting for the music to come on, holding the belt, you know what I'm saying, making sure they was nice and rightly placed on his shoulders, you know, with chin all prideful and shit, looking at everybody. He was the man. Then he walks out up into the stadium with his little rock music playing. I found that to be super entertaining. Does his talking, whatever. Then Devin Haney comes on the mic. George Cambos has so much more to say than Devin Haney. Devin Haney, like, when you heard George Cambos speaking, he That's why he won him with the trash talk, because George Cambosa sounded like a grown-ass man speaking. He was dressed like a grown-ass man. And then in his trash talk, he goes into that. And when Devin Haney speaks, he actually does sound like a young boy. Because he's saying, and that question they asked him was, how do you feel about this fight? He's like, oh, I'm very thankful, very happy for this opportunity, you know, thanks to my family, thanks to the team, thanks to religion. And then he says something about his religion. I don't know exactly. I don't know too much about religion. But he said like 45,000 times. And then they asked Bill Haney some questions, and Bill Haney has elaborate grown man type of answer that George Cambosis gave for his questions. And then the trash talk starts to happen, and your boy, my boy, George Cambosis goes to tells the announcer to ask the real questions to Bill Haney, Devin Haney's pops, because that's the guy who's really gonna give you the answers, the real conversation. That's the real man. And starts calling Devin Haney a boy and all this stuff. I found that to be hilarious. The guy is great with his trash talk, bro. Great. Snoop says Devin isn't going to get the advantage of getting an 8 a.m. weigh-in. He's going to have to be really on point on rehydrating the right way. That's fact. Also, I was hearing a lot of things about, like, people were giving Devin Haney a lot of credit for signing the contract, the same contract that Loma had, with all the clauses and everything added. But I got to say that I don't think Devin Haney deserves too much credit for that, specifically because Devin Haney spoke a little too much and talked a little too much trash. And he said, yo, you know what? At first they was trying the whole, come fight in the U.S., come fight in the U.S. My boys sell out the stadium, come fight in the U.S. And before that, it was, I'll fight you in Jupiter, I'll fight you here, Australia, blah, 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 blah. And then after trying to send contracts and negotiate, that he was trying to sign the fight, that Cambosa was trying to sign the fight with Loma, and that fell through. Then came back and he signed the same contract as Loma, but he put his foot in his mouth. He had to do that because he said, yo, I'll sign the same contract as Loma, and yo, I'll fight you in Jupiter, and yo, you got to be a man of your word. If you're gonna say something, be a man of your word. That's it. Simple. That's the way I feel about it. So I don't think he deserves too much credit for doing what he says. A man should do what they say. It's my opinion. Team Batman Boxing says, if I'm heading to a fight in New York, you and Maestro are heading to, we'll meet up. I met a few guys off YouTube. Nez came, go to my house. That's dope, bro. When he was in the UK, that's super dope, bro. That's facts. That's dope as fuck. That's true, Snoop. Early in the fight, yeah, man. It's gonna be a whole different ball game for Devin Haney. New stadium, new place, new people. New crowd to deal with, new judges, different ref looking out for different things. Yo, it's all gonna be very different, and the weigh-ins are definitely gonna play a factor. I think regarding that though, weigh-ins and such, I think they'll be fine. Devin, I've never seen him miss weight or look like he's super hurt at a weigh-in or anything like that. Cambosa's got Teofimo's head, got him angry and over-aggressive. Trying that again with Devin. We'll see if it works. Yeah, he's definitely trying it again with Devin, and he's damn good at it. I don't know if it'll work, but the way we could tell if it'll work is if we see Devin Haney go out there and try to look for the knockout like he was in his last two fights. Devin Haney does not need to fight that way. My best advice for Devin Haney is keep it safe, bro. Do the fight the fight that you know how to fight. Keep your distance, you know, off the he come forward here and there and off the back foot, dash forward, you know, little head movement, jab, straight hook, get out the way. Don't go in there and stay in the pocket and get yourself hurt. Stop it. Cambosa's got some very fast hands too. But that's how we'll know if the trash talk is working. And during the fight, if you see Haney trying to go for the knockout and go bananas, that's how you'll know. If you see Haney throwing like 8-punch, 10-punch combos, yeah, the trash talking is definitely working, or definitely worked. Cambosa, yeah, no, I read that already. Are you and Maestro going live for Ryan Garcia versus To Go? Nah, that's this weekend, bro. That's this weekend. It's my sister's birthday, bro. my sister killed me. You know, family's always more important than anything. Boxing, work, whatever. My sister killed me. Unless I had like a very big job, like I was announcing a fight or in the locker room or something like that, then it's whatever. But we ain't there. And if I go buy a ticket to a fight when it's my sister's birthday, ooh, it's a bad situation. But all right. Devin Haney versus Cambos is going to be amazing. I'm glad it was signed. They're both in training camps. They're both looking fast as fuck. Devin Haney got the bigger reach. Cambos has got the shorter, more compact punches. Maybe the more power. We don't know. I think he probably has a stronger chin than Devin Haney does. We've seen Devin Haney hurt a few times. We've seen Cambos hurt a few times. They both handled it well, and you know, I think we got a lot to see. Snoop says, Felicidades on your sister, Kenny. Thank you, bro. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? We growing older, getting healthier. Gotta support family. I'll definitely be watching boxing though. On her birthday, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna chill, have a good time, drink, some dance, listen to music, lo que sea, whatever. But I will definitely be have boxing on the TV on the side or on my phone, but it's gonna be playing. I'm not missing these matches. That's not happening. But all right. Another little commentary that I'm gonna get into right now, thanks to Snoop, is Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero in his comments that he was saying leading up to the Gervonta Tank Davis fight that he has coming up, which is going to be the biggest fight of his career, or at least up to this point. If he, you know, we'll see what happens, but it probably will be the biggest fight of his career because I think Tank Davis is probably going to dismantle him. But he came out saying that belts don't matter. He said, cursing the whole shit, saying, I don't give a fuck about the belts and all this other shit, that he cares about becoming a pay-per-view star. I think this was on Fight Hype. I saw it. And dude asked him, was like, so you don't think that getting the belts is part of becoming a pay-per-view star? And Riley was like, he was like, no, I don't give a fuck about the belts. I don't give a fuck about the belts. And then he came back and he was like, I want to be a pay-per-view star. To be a pay-per-view star, you gotta fight, win fights, fight the best, and continue winning fights against the best, and you become a pay-per-view star. If you're fighting the best and you're continuing to win fights, it's inevitable to get belts and to get somebody who has a belt in the way and to have to fight them and get their belts. But I'm not gonna be chasing belts and going after belts and doing all that. But I don't know. The kid, he talks a good trash game. He definitely talks a lot of great trash, but he may just be a little bit confused with what his goals are in boxing. I mean, I understand he wants to make a whole lot of money, and it makes sense to want to make a whole lot of money from a person who's coming from nothing, from that state of mind. So I get it. But yo, you gotta think about more than money, bro, because money doesn't get you remembered, doesn't get you a legacy, doesn't get you stamped forever. You can get a lot of money, it doesn't matter. Muhammad Ali didn't get remembered forever by making a lot of money. That wasn't what Muhammad Ali was known for. Muhammad Ali was known for being an amazing boxer with skills that nobody had ever seen like that at the heavyweight division. Speed, power, great ability, great trash talk. I don't know if I mentioned being an activist already. Yeah, he was known for a lot more things, not for making money. So if Riley wants to be remembered, then he's going to have to change his state of mind up, and he's going to have to start doing other things. Batman Boxing says, Tank is about to get another highlight reel KO, folding Riley like a cheap garden chair. Yo, that's honestly, that's what I think is going to happen. But with that power that Rolly has, you never know. There's always that puncher's chance. And Riley just throws mad random punches from an awkward position. And Riley has power too. Riley has a chin too. So we shall see. Because although Tank hurt his hand versus Isaac Cruz, Tank's power ain't necessarily affect Isaac Cruz. So if Riley has an Isaac Cruz-esque chin, this could be another full fight. And who knows? We'll see what happens. But definitely, I think that Riley getting folded is a huge possibility. Snoop says Ryan's team definitely paid attention to Teofimo's situation to ask for a catch weight of 139 pounds after a long layoff. 139 pounds? That's crazy. I didn't know they was fighting at 139. It is what it is. But it's smart. Look, he learned vicariously through Teofimo Lopez. You don't got to be the dude taking a loss by a bad situation to learn from that. You could learn from somebody else fucking something up or weight draining and not want to do that as well. It makes sense to me. Tank went at a jealous Floyd today on Twitter. I didn't catch that. You know, I'm gonna pull that up so we can talk about that too, though. Riley Romero is looking at the situation as a profile booster. Whether he wins or loses, you can tell by the antics. It's more of a promotion than real inner confidence. I mean, it's a little bit of both. He does his great wrestling trash talk, his excessiveness. Not as bad as Blair Cobb's, though, you know. But he does his excessive trash talk. He does seem confident, and is definitely a profile booster, especially if he could land a couple good punches in there. You know, and if you do fight a long fight, if he doesn't get knocked out early, then it's inevitable to land a couple good punches. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Tank doesn't have the greatest gas tank of all time, so it's inevitable that at some point to stop moving the head or the body so much and for Riley to land something. So it'll definitely boost his profile and confidence. Riley Romero lost to the Dominican fighter Marinez. I had it 8-4. I don't remember that fight, so I wouldn't be able to talk about it because I don't remember that fight. Now let me go see what Tank Davis has said while we in this whole fiasco. Let me go see what Tank Davis has said. Oh, this is this cute little face off. Riley looking colorful. All them colors he wearing. Let's see. Stop playing, man. I run this shit. The champ is here. They've been sleeping on me, baby, but I'm way too OD, baby. That's Gervonta talking shit. When I'm on TV, I gotta look good because I know the whole block watching. Crazy how Tank Davis is criticized for not fighting the fights we want to see. He then begins the process of charting his own path, and people are now saying he should stay with Mayweather Promotion. Shit's crazy. That was a retweet from him, I believe. Yeah, that's crazy. That's on his page. Okay. Yo, I really do hope he leaves the money team. It's the only way. It's the only way for him to start getting his own respect. I don't even see. Well, I didn't see the press conference. I've been very extremely busy, but I see a little clip of the press conference over here on my other screen, and I don't even see Floyd Mayweather there, and he's usually at every single event where Tank is at. So that gives us some more validity. Ain't no probably. I'm blowing. Ain't no probably. I'm blowing. I'm not sure. That's a subliminal from him. Maybe that means that he's going. That it's not probably that he's going. That he's definitely going. Yo, look. I definitely think he's going. I hope he goes. I hope he doesn't stay with the money team. Him and the PBC is bad business. Bad business. He need to grow his own path. I wouldn't mind this fight so much if they weren't asking $75 for it. $75 is a lot, but you know, Mayweather's trying to cash out his final time. That's my thought on it. Because if Tank is leaving, that's because, like I said last stream, what I understand from Tank Davis's tweets is that they have him fighting Riley because this is his last fight on the contract. And what does that mean to me? That Mayweather's hoping Riley wins, so that it's like the passing of the torch to money. Oh, now Riley's the great fighter or whatever. But at the same time, Mayweather promotes both these guys, so he's going to be cashing in on the pay-per-view and both of these guys' purses. He's going to be making big bucks. So since this may be his last cash out on Tank, he's going to charge the big dollars. Yeah, but $75 is a hell of a lot for it. I don't know who's on the undercard. Let's see. Yo, the shit is in Barclays in Brooklyn, not too far from me. I may just have to pull up. If I buy a ticket now, it won't get sold out like that Berlanga shit. People are outside in the streets of New York. Everybody's outside now, so it's not a situation where things aren't gonna be sold out or prices are gonna be low. Nah, everything's expensive. Everything's fucking nuts. Everything is nuts. I'll actually attend this fight at the Barclays. I'm not buying the pit. That's exactly what I was saying, Snoop. If it's $75, I may see if I could get a ticket to go to the Barclays for $75 and sit at a nice, decent seat, have me a few beers. Nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? Gotta stay, can't be belligerent, gotta stay sober, you know what I'm saying? But okay. All right. Let's keep it going. We have a hell of a lot of upcoming fights this coming weekend. A lot of them. Starting. Full Train better not be acting up, bro. All these trains in New York be acting up. MTA is running amok out here. But here we go. This weekend we got coming Michaela Mayer versus Jennifer Hahn for a 10 round IBF WBO. For Michaela Mayer's belts. Should be a great fight. I think Michaela Mayer will put this one out. I don't know in what fashion. Most likely 12, but we'll see. Can't doubt. And should be a great fight. And if she wins, Christina Baumgartner is fighting. I forgot the girl's name, but she's fighting somebody else. So hopefully, if they both win their fights, that next sets up the fight between both of these, a unification fight. Because, as Michaela Mayer has been stating, she's annoyed and upset with and here go the sirens again. She's annoyed and upset with having to wait for an opportunity to get that fight. So, for me, the sooner it happens, the better. So let's make it happen. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. We'll see what Christina Baumgartner has to say if she responds. If she does respond, we'll see. I hope she does respond, but we'll see what she has to say. I hope this fight happens, and I won't even talk about who I think will win in any of that until it gets announced once again. Besides that, we have Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Tago. Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Tago. That should be a good event. I don't know if y'all saw the press conference. I saw a little bit of the press conference, and it supposedly got heated. So do we have a new Ryan Garcia in the works? No longer nice guy smiling, shaking hands, and Ryan Garcia, his opponent. Now he's big, mad, tough guy, Ryan Garcia. Like, I don't know if you saw in the face-off, they were squaring up and everything. Tago was talking to smack. He said, it's his time, that once the dude becomes his opponent, that he's there to fuck him up. He's not there to play games. Not there to play no games. I expect Ryan Garcia to win this fight. I don't expect this fight to go 12 rounds. I do expect to go in there and really give it his all and try hard. He does have some speed to him, and he is a good boxer. He doesn't exactly have that much power. Let's see what happens on Ryan Garcia's comeback fight at the catchweight. It's a joke. But I got Ryan Garcia winning. He's with Joe Goosen now. Play no games. And it looks like he's definitely been working on his jab, hook, and it seems like a little bit of footwork too. It doesn't seem like he's relying on the same hook knockout that he's caught everybody with. He's really caught people a whole lot with that hook knockout. So hopefully he's not just planning to bank on setting that up and thinking that somebody's just going to step forward and step into that knockout, because we saw in his last fight that did not happen. Before that last fight, it did. Top opposition is not going to fall for that same hook every single time. No. Okay. We also have we also have this coming weekend, Marlon Esparza. It's on that undercard. Marlon Esparza versus Naoko Fujioka Fujioka says she don't care. She's coming to Marlon Esparza's hometown. She don't care. She's coming to fight. She's there to win. I don't know too much about Naoko Fujioka, and I didn't have the time that I usually do this week to do my research to be able to give you some educated information regarding Naoko Fujioka. But Marlon Esparza got skills. I do know about her, and I think that Marlon Esparza could pull this off. Hey, Nando Yama says best fight this weekend. Word? Let me know some information about it, bro. You know, give me some details. 411. If you're watching, hit the like button, subscribe, show me love. You know, let's continue doing this. But I do know Marlon Esparza, and she is nice. She does have some good head movement. She's experienced. She throws some good punches. I think she should be able to pull this one out. But we'll see what happens. Fujioka dominated Sulem Urbina. So you think Fujioka has a chance, is what you're telling me. Yo, call in, Nando. Give me some details regarding this fight. Call in. Give me and the viewers some details regarding Fujioka. 1 second. Just gotta verify some information. Let me drink some shit too. There was some funny ass fight. There's some funny shit happening this weekend too. Yeah. So the next fight that I was gonna talk about too. You're gonna laugh about this one. I find this one funny because I don't even understand why this fight exactly is happening. If Nando does call in, he could let us know a little about Fujioka. But for now, I'm gonna move a little forward. But the next fight I was gonna talk about was Gabe Rosado and Shave Mosley. I don't really see a reason for this fight to be happening besides money, I guess, because Shane Mosley Jr. is Shane Mosley's son. But I don't think he's skilled. I don't think he necessarily cares about the sport of boxing. So, yo, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right. Here we go. 1 second. All right. How's it going, Nando?
What up, Kenny? How you been, man?
Can't complain, brother. Can't complain. You already know. Out here putting in work. Thank you so much for calling in.
Hey, can you hear me? I'm driving home from work, man. Hopefully you can hear me just fine.
Yeah, I hear you clear, bro. No audio issues at all. D-Style was good. Thank you for joining in, brother. You already know. Kenny T, K.O. Kenny. Working, putting in work. Yo, Nando, so talk to me, man. Let me know about Fujioka. Let me know about how this fight is going to be challenging.
So I went to that Sordo card they had last year in L.A. at the soccer stadium.
Yeah.
Fujioka, I never heard of her, right? Like, I don't know a sport like that, right? But I saw her fight Sulem Urbina on the undercard. And I come to find out, man, she's like 46 years old. Been a world champion forever, right? And she just out-hustled, man. She out-hustled Urbina the whole fight, man. So for being 46 years old, man, that lady will get down, man. Fujioka will get down. And Marlene, I seen Marlene fight with like a big old cut across her forehead, man. I forgot which fight it was. Maybe against I don't remember which fight that was against, but Marlene will get down too, man. She don't know how to back down either, man. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that might be the best fight this weekend, in my opinion. Maybe, hopefully.
I mean, there's definitely going to be a hell of a lot of action from what you're telling me, because I didn't know too much about Fujioka. I've seen Marlon Esparza fight a few times, but from what you're telling me, it does seem like there's going to be an action-packed fight because, yo, Esparza, it was against Estrada, I think, where she had the gash. She gets hit and she hits back and she's not willing to back down, and she can roll with the punches and throw punches and bunches as well. So that it could definitely be action packed. Does Fujioka? What style does Fujioka fight with? Is she like a jab 1-2? Is she like a hooker, come forward, or back foot fighter?
You know what she reminds me of a little bit? I mean, this off the top of my head, I know she's not on that level, but she kind of reminds me of Chocolatito, man. She varies up her game. And she
Word?
throws a lot of them.
And,
Yeah, man. She's got
good
talent,
body
dude.
work?
She got talent. She goes, like I said, she works the entire body, man. She goes to the head, to the body. She moves her feet. For being 46 years old, man, you wouldn't even know it, dude. Like she's really active
46.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. She must have started her boxing career very, very late. 46 though. Wow. So it should be it should be a great fight. Now you got me looking forward to another fight on this coming up this weekend, because that was one of the fights that I wasn't too sure about. I know I've seen Esparza fight before, like I said, so I was gonna watch the fight regardless. But now I'm excited for it, and it's for a title, 2 titles. It is a unification fight for WBC flyweight, which Esparza holds, and WBA flyweight, which Fujioka holds. Wow.
Don't sleep on this fight. I did the first time. I got there early to the stadium because it wasn't even televised. I think it was televised on the DAZN, on the regular DAZN. Urbina versus Fujioka. I got there early to watch the fights, right? And I didn't know nothing about her, man. Like, I come to find out later how old she was. She'd been a champion for a while. I was really impressed with her, man. And yeah, those ladies, man. They always seem to steal the show sometimes, man. I don't know how they, they're ultra aggressive, throw a lot of punches, So I like watching the ladies fight. They kind of remind me of the flyweights, man. They don't make a lot of money, and they're not there for a long time. They're there for a good time.
You make complete sense. The fights are definitely exciting, and I think that people just don't know about them because they're not televised. Not all of them, like you said. Like recently, we've seen them get televised as like co-main events and such, much more often than we did in previous years. So people are starting to notice and starting to see it now. It was much harder to catch female boxing before.
Yeah, definitely on the come up this year, man. You got the big fight with Serrano versus Katie Taylor. Later on this year, you got maybe Marshall versus oh man, I forgot her name already.
Clarissa
Shields. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm driving and trying to think at the same time.
I'm terrible with names, bro. It's all good.
I just think it's gonna be a great year for women's boxing, man. I'm surprised, man. I've been watching boxing for over 20 years, man, since I was a kid, right? My uncle basically brought me into this shit, right? And I was never really into ladies boxing, man. But now, man, kind of turned me on, man. In a good way, right? I like watching, man. And that's another too, man. When the girls are fighting, I got my lady with me, and she likes watching that stuff, man. Gives her something to,
That's dope.
Gives her something to cheer,
dope,
right,
for
man?
sure.
It's inclusive, right? It makes boxing more inclusive, man. So it's good, man. It's good to have the ladies on the cards, man. I think personally.
I wholeheartedly agree, bro. I wholeheartedly agree. It does give the ladies something to watch and be more excited about, because I have had fight parties before, and I do know that unless it's the main events, not all the ladies really be interested. But if it's a girls fight, you see every single lady watching the fight. So I agree with you, bro. It does bring more eyes to boxing, and it does make it easier for dudes that have a partner or dudes that are on a date or whatever to watch boxing. It doesn't make it like if I do this, then I'm only gonna be entertaining myself,
Kenny, man, you've been a Latino also, right, man? We bring our women with us to the fight parties, man.
Oh yeah,
that's what we do, It's a good time, man. It's like a family event, to be honest, man. When we have fight parties, it's like a family event, man. Everybody brings their wives, their kids. Have a good time, man. Barbecue a little bit.
Word, as it should be.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a social event for us. That's really the fight for us and our family. That's really the only time we all get together consistently, man. When there's a big fight, we'll have a big fight party. Everybody brings their wives or their girlfriends or whatever, man. And it's a good time, man. It's a good time.
For sure, good time. Now let me ask you about the fight happening right before this one. Are you excited? I'm not too excited for this one, which is Gabe Rosado versus Shane Mosley Jr. I'm not too excited for that. I don't know. I don't see a reason for it.
Well, you know what? I kind of look at it the same way I'm looking at the main event. I'm looking at it as a way for Gabe Rosado to get a payday and to stay busy, man. I've kind of grown to be a fan of Gabe Rosado, man. You know, the guy always comes to fight. I like how he does it. I like when he does the broadcast too, man. He's really well spoken. Gives you a really good fighter's perspective on the fight. I like Gabe, man. I'm a fan of his, man. And if Golden Boy's getting him a payday, hey, that much better, man. I don't mind, dude. It'll be fun while it lasts, man. Gabe Rosado ain't ever in a boring fight, man. He'll give it his all, and it'll be fun while it lasts, man. I have no problem with Gabe getting paid, man. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. He's always he's always in an action-packed fight. It's just that his opposition, Shane Mosley Jr. Why is he fighting Shane Mosley Jr.? Shane Mosley Jr. shouldn't even be fighting, like, you know.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. No, I agree with you, man. You got to remember too, man. Golden Boy doesn't have the biggest roster as like the PVC or Top Rank, right? So they sometimes try to do the best they can and make a match and keep everybody busy because they got Shane Mosley under contract too, right? So it's kind of a way to get both those guys paid, you know. Like, honestly, I see your perspective, right? Maybe the fight might not be that good because you're right. Shane Mosley Jr. He's not that good, right? But I'm cool, man. I'm gonna have a few beers, watch the fight, and I'm cool, man. You never know, man. When a good fight might happen, man. Gabe Rosado, man, increases the odds, man. Him being in it increases the odds. It's gonna be a good fight, you know. So
Definitely.
I'm cool.
Definitely. Well, all right, Nando, my brother. Thank you for calling in and letting me know about Fujioka because I didn't have the information, didn't get to do the full research. It's been a crazy week, bro. Thank you for calling in and giving thoughts, bro. And if you can, continue tuning in and watching and supporting, bro. Always appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you, Kenny, man. I appreciate your hard work, man. Take care, homie.
Thank you, bro. You take care as well, bro. Thanks for calling in again, yo.
All right. Bye.
All right. That was Nando Llamas, who always has great information and facts for us. Always gives us the good details. You already know. Great supporter, great dude, too. As you can see. Family man, humble dude. But all right, let's keep it going. Here we go. Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora this weekend. That should be a great one. I want to see that one. I do think Erickson Lubin should be able to pull off this win. It's a very big dude, but Erickson Lubin is the more skilled, experienced guy. And I think that Fundora lost his last fight against Sergio Garcia, who's actually on the undercard of that fight, which is the main event. So, yo, I got Erickson Lubin pulling off the win. A lot of people have Fundora because of his awkward style, his power, his tall height and size. But like I said, he lost that last fight against Sergio Garcia. And Lubin is a very wise fighter who I think is better than Sergio Garcia. So, yo, I got Lubin. Lubin winning with skill. Fundora, the towering inferno, does not fight with height. He does not use his reach. He does not use his body. If anything, he more so shoves up and balls up and tries to lower to the level of the other fighter and come in and do his thing. And that I don't think that exactly works. So, yeah, if you ask me, I got Erickson Lubin winning this fight. I think that I don't know in what fashion, though. I'm not going to say that Erickson Lubin is going to win by knockout because that is something that Fundora seems to have a chin. Garcia definitely buzzed him for sure. But he seems to be able to stay up, defend well enough to not continue getting tagged when he was buzzed. Excuse me. To not continue getting tagged when he was buzzed. So it should be a great fight, greater than most people expecting. I don't think it's a cherry pick. It may be a little early for Fundora, though. But I get it. Fight the great people now because he's a tall dude that's probably draining his body crazy and he wants to start heading up to the higher weight classes where this is where he probably should be fighting. The guy's like 6'6", bro. Fighting at like 154. Like, that's crazy. I'm 6'3". That's just insane. All right. Okay. Don't ask. Don't play. Just all right. And then on that undercard, which will be the last topic that we'll be talking about today, is Tony Harrison versus Sergio Garcia. As I previously stated, Sergio Garcia beat Sebastian Fundora, in my opinion, in that last fight. But the judges gave Sebastian Fundora the decision, which was messed up. That same Sergio Garcia is fighting Tony Harrison. The same Tony Harrison that lost to Jermell Charlo. Twice, in my opinion. But they didn't do that. It's okay, it happens. They didn't give him the first decision. It happens. Whatever. But he came back and he won the second fight. So Tony Harrison, who was the guy who lost against Jermell Charlo in that fight, is back. And he's back with his country accent to fight Sergio Garcia, who is a very well put together fighter that does have power, that does throw a lot more punches than I remember Jermell Charlo. Yeah, than Jermell Charlo. Definitely throws a lot more punches in combination and doesn't seem to have a gas tank that dies out like that. So I definitely have Sergio Garcia winning this fight. Tony Harrison is a jabber, jab straight, jab, jab, jab straight, jab straight, hold, push off, body, jab straight. He barely throws hooks and stuff like that. He does though. But I don't think Tony Harrison, if Sergio Garcia is the same Sergio Garcia that we saw last fight against Fundora, I got Sergio Garcia winning. I don't think Tony Harrison is gonna be able to withstand that coming towards him. After Jermell Charlo, Tony Harrison fought Brian Perella, and that was a 12-round draw. And now he's fighting Sergio Garcia, who's 33 wins and 1 loss. Yo, I don't think it's gonna go well for Tony Harrison. I'm telling you, I don't think it's either gonna be a loss by decision for him or a loss by knockout. I don't really give him any chance at winning this fight. Again, that's if we have the same Sergio Garcia that we had last fight. But there we have it. There we have it. Let me just verify. I didn't leave nothing out for you. I left a couple fights out for you. Yeah, I did leave a couple fights out, but that's okay because they're fighters that I don't know about. There's some females, and there's nothing wrong with female boxing. But as I said, I'm upping my knowledge on it, and I'm not gonna sit here and talk about something that I'm not fully knowledgeable in. So that's where we're at. So yeah, I'm gonna thank all of you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, hit the bell icon so you get notified when I come on. Subscribe to my Twitter at @TheRealKOKenny, because that's where I give my notifications on when I'm about to go live. I will have a better, more prepared show for you next week, as I did last week and the week before that. We continue upgrading things here. This week, I didn't get to create the show that I regularly would. It's been a crazy week. I'm tired. Work has me drained. It is what it is. Life is hard sometimes. But we'll be okay. I'll come back with the full show. Don't forget to tune in tonight, 8 p.m. to the Round Table, where the best of the best will be chopping it up, talking about boxing. Again, thank you all for tuning in. You all have a great evening. Take care. Peace out.